for Belle, Mrs. Morosky.
Well, let's do this first, and then we'll get to Belle. Your brothers were Roman, Victor, Vatsek, and Joseph died in 1926. Then you had Martha, Belle, and Stephanie. 2, 3, 4, and 6. So there was 8 of you.
Well, how could it be died in 1926?
1912.
We were married in 1924. That don't sound right. I would be only a kid myself then.
No, Joseph died in 1926, and you were married in 1925. So you would have been married a year. Was Joseph, did he go to school and all?
I don't remember any of that.
Well, you would have remembered him if you were older, so this must be a wrong date. Maybe it was 1906.
That isn't right.
Maybe it was 1906.
My birthday is 1906. Oh,
You-
yeah. And then that was 26, so that's quite a difference. But I don't remember the kid. Only the one I remember is Simon, dying from blood poisoning.
Oh, now see, I don't have Simon down here. Simon died.
Blood poisoning, he was 12. 12 or 14. I remember him soaking his feet.
Yeah, 12 years. Now, you have no idea when he was... How old were you when he died? You were younger, right?
I remember everything, though.
Were you like 10? I can get a date, rough date.
Well, I'd say
Maybe 6 or 8 years old?
I don't know.
9, 10?
10.
10 was 10 years old. So that, if you were born in 1906, and there was just 2 years difference, so he might have been born in, see if he was older, he might have been born in, no, he couldn't have been born in 1900, because Victor was born in 1900. Well, I can figure that out. So was there any other? Joseph and Simon were the only ones that died?
Helen, Stephania, and the baby with the mother.
Wait a minute. Now here I've got Stephania Helen. Is that one?
No, that's 2.
So Helen is another one.
Mm-hmm.
Stephania was born in 1912. Do you remember Stephania at all?
Well, I remember one of them. I don't know which was Helen Stephania. We'd take her in a swing and swing her. But I don't know which died of teeth, and Ray should know that more. He's older. He might know more about those things.
Okay, I'll put a question mark there. And Helen, was she older or younger than Stephania?
Can't tell you that either.
Well, maybe Uncle Ray would know. And then I've got us kids, and your mother and your father and your stepmother. And you went to school, how long?
8th grade, that's all.
Up to the 8th grade? Okay. Who was your teacher? Let me see, I have 1 to 6th in Russellville, Bridgie Ryan, grades 7 and 8 in North Hadley.
Yeah, that was North Hadley. We had a principal,
Crockett.
He was nice. He was a professor of the Amherst.
And you wanted to go to high school?
Oh, he said I had good marks. He talked to Victor, and he said, gee, I wish she'd go. He got good makings, and he said, my folks will let me. He said she didn't need it at the farm. So that's all the education I got.
Pretty smart cookie, just up to 8th grade.
Well, your father's the same. He didn't go over. What he learned is more at that Missouri. That's what helped him with his education. But you know, when you pick up things as you go along, and you're smart enough to pick up where you left off by listening and talking, and yeah, just 8th grade, know how I wanted to go to high school.
Well, was Crockett his first name or last name? Was it Crockett Tratcher, or is this...
Well, we used to call him Mr. Crockett, so I don't know. We had to be polite. Maybe it was, I don't know which is which. I didn't know he had that other name.
I just wonder where I got that name from.
He used to bring us kids ice cream at noon, cones of ice cream. So we'd be on the right side when some of the boys were a little stinkle. And I thought that was sad because I said, gee, he's nice enough to give us this, and they still laughed at him. He was homely.
But he was a nice guy.
He was a good guy, yeah. He tried to keep us straight, and the boys gave him a hard time. Not
Now-
like today.
Now, outside of working on the farm, what was your first job out? Was that for Mrs. Hibbard?
Mm-hmm.
And what did you do there?
Took care of 2 kids, and they did all the work besides.
Housework?
It was a big house. Oh, that's a big house.
How old were you when you went to work there?
16. For the winter only. $8. My father was sick.
$8 a week?
Yeah. I had some good meals. And pretty well. Oh, I enjoyed them. And I sat with them at the table and had my meal.
They were nice to you, though, weren't
Yeah.
they? And you learned
Yeah.
a lot from her as far as
She was
social
a great
graces.
cook. Oh, then the following year, I went to the tobacco shop in Hadley. She didn't want me to go. She said, Mary, I'll give you $12. I said, no, I don't want, there's big money there. I said, it's piecework. I was making $25. That was big money to me.
$25 a week?
Tobacco shop. And Saturday afternoon we didn't work, so we'd go to Northampton and spend it. She had no fun.
How come you didn't have to give the money to Pop? He was so...
I just made up my mind.
Boy, now I know where my stubbornness came from. I thought it was all day.
Father used to come to Hibbers to pick up my check before I come home. Make sure it wasn't, I wouldn't cash it or something. Otherwise they're going to go to cash it. And because she didn't give me cash. Everything went to him. They said they needed it for expenses. Okay. Then we went, one year we went planting onions, Dottie, Belle and I at Phyllis. And we worked from March, April. Oh, we made quite a bit of money then. My sister Belle, we are going to Northampton and buy some spring clothes. She said, what are the postcodes? I said, they'll get over it. I said, they'll get over it. She didn't want to go. I said, well, I'm going alone. I don't care if you're going on.
And
She
you
went.
walked too. Didn't you walk
Yeah.
over Coolidge Bridge?
Well, we bought each of the spring coats. I bought 3 dresses, and then the $10 dresses was expensive. Oh, they were beautiful. I went to dances. Everybody was crazy about them. And I bought that ring. I gave to Sherry now. It's a birthstone. And I bought underwear, and I bought, they used to wear rats in their hair, and a little bit powder, not much. I wasn't great for that. And bras and underwear and things that a girl needs. Silk stockings. And Belle said, boy, is that mother going to be mad? I said, I got that fixed up too. We got that beautiful silk hat.
Was that the blue hat? And what did you do? She give you the devil when you walked in?
Well, we walked in and we showed her. I said, look at the clothes that you don't have to buy us. We earned it and we bought it, and you're free. Well, she didn't settle back too much until I brought the cap out. Then she forgot everything.
She liked hats, didn't she?
She loved it. She said, I want to be buried in it.
Yeah,
She wouldn't touch it until she died. And her hair was kind of fluffy in front. So they set it up nice here. It was beautiful, so blue, with the lace here. And
she didn't wear it before she was gone?
She wouldn't wear it. She was saving to be buried in it.
Oh, my goodness.
She thought a lot. She was good to us after that. So I see Belle, I said, you don't know how to work these things. You're too dumb, I tell her. Oh, it's funny.
So after planting onions, what else did you do? Did you work anywhere else?
Go back on the farm. Stayed on the farm until I get married. Oh, we went stripping for Fred Dave for, you know. And we went sowing tobacco in spare time. Mm-hmm. It's where the Callahans were. And that was a treat to get away, even if we didn't get the money. But it was being with other people and young crowd. It was nice.
How did you meet Dad?
That was a funny one. Alec, what's his last name?
Oh, the one that was so crazy about you?
Yeah, he was even willing to give his wife up the day he was getting married. He said, Mary, if you only see the word. I said, Alec, I'm not for you and you're not for me. I like you as a friend and that's all.
I remember Alec. He used to come to the farm.
With a banjo.
Yeah, I remember him.
I said, no, Alec, you got a nice girl. Rosie is a very nice girl, and I like her. She's a beautiful seamstress. And he had an accident with his Saxon. So he asked Father if he could put it in the orchard until he could sell it for pot. And in the meantime, Freddie Crafts heard about it, and your father had a Saxon. So they came over one afternoon, Saturday or Sunday after the birthday, to look at that Saxon. And they,
Go ahead.
I don't know how much he paid Alec for it. But Belle went crazy about him. And I said, see, I will walk the street with him. That's just what I said. I said, what do you see in that guy? He's got nothing. Just a car. He bought an Overland touring car. His stepmother said, some boyfriend you got. Well, when he fixed that car and painted it, he was good at painting and striping.
I remember that.
And he brought it over. She said, gee, you got a new car? Yes, that's the junk that you said it was no good. It was a nice little car, but he sells them, you know, there's a little money in his pocket. So anyway, he bought Alice's car, and then he wanted to date. So Vincent Wozowski was a friend of him because they went to school together. Mm-hmm. They'd come over and Belle would date, and I didn't want to go at all. I just went because they gave me a chance to go to the movies. But I didn't sit close to him. He didn't appeal to me. And then one night, Belle had to go to the mission at the church. She said, gee, I got a date with Adam. I said, I'll take care of Adam. You're just kidding. Mm-hmm. And we got acquainted more, got to know each other more that night. And then he asked me for a date, and I said, yes. After that, I said, yes. Belle was such a time. You took him away from me, you took him away. I said, you know why he was dating you? He told me he was dating you because he wanted to get next to me and I wouldn't budge. That's the only reason he was coming. And she thought he was crazy about her. It's funny how it happened, huh? Mm-hmm.